Yo, what is going on everyone? Guiding Light here, back with a quick First Descendant guide. And in this one, I'll show you guys how to defeat the Devourer boss fight. Now, this is going to be an Intercept battle, and you will want to put on 3 different ammo types for this. I also suggest putting on 1 scout rifle for long range fighting, 1 SMG for short range, and then also a shotgun. And that's because the boss is actually a bit difficult, and you're going to need these weapons at certain times during the fight. Now make sure you have your highest level mods on all 3 of your weapons to make sure that they're going to do the best effect possible. And then also put modules on your descendant as well. Now from here you will want to start the battle, which can be done at Albion. Speak to the vendor right here and start up the normal interceptor mission. You will want to do the Devourer and take a look here at the weak points, the damage type, and things like that. Now if you're struggling to stay alive, you can actually put on more defense toward these elements or put on these weapons to deal more damage. So this fight is a bit more difficult than some of the others, and you definitely will want to be as high level as possible to do this. Now you want to put on your highest level items, and when you get into the fight, there's a certain order you want to go after his crit spots. So you notice all these blue points on him, and you want to go after his shoulders first, then his knee pads, then from there you want to take out his chest and his eye. Doing the boss in this order will definitely make it a lot easier. Now once these pieces turn yellow, you'll be able to grapple in, but there's also a few different phases during this boss fight, even one where he will start to regenerate health as well. Now, if you're lower level, you definitely want to try to keep your distance and be on the lookout because he's going to spawn in these additional enemies around you, which will do a lot of damage. Now, I was running Bunny when I did this, so when those additional enemies spawned in, I would just use her abilities to try to take them out. Now, although you do want to try to get the crit spots in a certain order, it's better if you just get the damage you can. You don't want to try to force it because the boss is going to be moving around all over the place. He's going to be putting out these poison damage, and then he also has the ads. So trying to constantly get in front of him or in a spot where you can take out his shoulders can definitely get you damaged pretty quickly. So if he turns around, you can always just damage the other crit spots that are on his back or behind his elbow because there's actually a pretty crazy crit spot you can hit there as well. Now you'll notice every time one of these points are broken, he will get staggered, and this is where you want to actually do the most damage possible. Now taking down his shield is the easy part. You can just brute force your way through this, deal as much damage as you can, as fast as you can. But after his shield is down the first time, that's when the second phase of the boss will kick in. And there's actually a point in time where he will begin to regenerate health. So once his shield goes down, it will start a timer that's about a minute long. And every minute he will start to regenerate health, and you will have to stop him. And if you don't stop him in time, he'll just go right back up to full health. You'll have to start the health all over again. Now he'll also begin to spawn more ads as well, so you may want to begin to save up your abilities for when they come in. Now you'll see those points during the fight where he's going to get staggered. You really want to try to take advantage of those to deal as much damage as possible. And then as soon as his pieces turn yellow, as you can see my teammate already grappled in to take out the armor. Every time you take out a piece of armor, it will also trigger him to get staggered, so you can plan that out to start dealing damage or use your abilities right after that. Now, right around this point, you'll see that we're doing really good damage, but he's going to start to regenerate health, and he's actually going to become completely immune. Now, once he becomes completely immune, that's when you'll know that he's about to start regenerating health, so you can start to get in position for that. So right here, you'll start doing damage, it'll start to say immune, and he'll start to throw out these orbs, these canisters. Now, as quickly as you can, especially if you already have your abilities ready, get to these canisters. This is where you'll want to pull out the shotgun I was talking about, or that SMG, and deal as much damage to these canisters as fast as you can. Now, it's almost better if you're lower level and you're really struggling with this, you may want to split up a little bit, because he's also going to spawn in these airstrikes, and you have to dodge out of the way. If you're piled up with your teammates, it's going to make it harder to dodge the airstrike. But not only that, the more canisters that are on the map, the faster he's going to regen health. So if you split up a little bit and you can get 2 to 3 canisters down quickly, he won't regenerate health as fast. It'll make things a little bit faster. Now, as you can see, he didn't get all the way back up to full, and that's the most important part. If he gets a little bit or even a considerable amount, it's actually not the end of the world, because you can continue on and just keep hitting his crit spots, because the more armor you take off, the more damage you're going to do. So that's why it's really important to focus on those armor pieces and take them off as quickly as you can. But if he regenerates a little bit of health, it's okay, because the next phase you should be able to do even more damage due to his lack of armor, and because he'll continue to get staggered more. Now, as you can see, he's also going to spawn in these little pools, so you got to stay out of those and take out the ads if you can. Now, if you can't take out the ads, just keep your distance and deal damage to the boss instead. Another tip I can give you guys is to keep an eye on your revives. Sometimes if one of your teammates goes down because there's so many surprise attacks, it's actually better not to go and revive them. Sometimes when you go for revives, it's almost impossible to get them up just due to how much damage is coming at you. And if they're in those green pools like my teammate here, sometimes it's better just not to get the revive. And the reason why is because while you're getting the revive, if you get knocked, then you're going to end up wasting 2 lives instead of 1. And you really got to keep track of that, because once you hit 0, even if there's other people alive, it will just fail the mission automatically. So that's just a quick tip to keep track of those lives and make sure you never hit 0, because it'll just automatically end the mission. Now from here, those are pretty much all the steps. You just want to keep repeating them until you can eventually get him down. It should take you maybe 3 tries, I'd say on average, 3 phases of his respawning his canisters before you get the bomb. So I'll let the rest of the fight play out so you can see how we ended up finishing it. Hopefully this does help you guys out, and also keep in mind at the end of the fight there's going to be a chest that you have to open up with a key, so don't just immediately leave the mission. You want to get the loot out of that chest as well. So that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Hopefully it helps you out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.